So you might have seen my ridiculous video where I go through all the possibilities and actually how to operate the Eventide H90. If you're interested in the Eventide H90, you want to know what all the algorithms do. There's over 60 of them. I'm not going to cover this. It's impossible to literally cover everything. I've done the H9 Max algorithms, all of them, in my H9 video, which has been out. I think it's an hour and a half long. If you want to know, go into the H9 video. Oh, sorry. Leslie, can you? This is 2 H9s with ridiculous routing options, inserts, dual mode, quick knobs, hot switches, editor. All my other video covers this. What we're going to do now is really only going to go through the new algorithms that were added and talk about those, because the others we've covered. However, the pitch algorithms, which require quite a bit of processing power, have been updated and improved as well, because it has so much more balls under the hood, so the processing power is better. That being said, so we're gonna quickly will look at, okay, polyphony is the first one we're gonna look at. These are the new ones: polyphony, prism, shift, even, vibe, headspace, bouquet, delay, wormhole, wheedwhacker, some of the reverb, instant phaser, instant flanger, possibly all stuff that also is in the H9000. So we're going to start with polyphony. For that, I will actually just call up a polyphony preset. Doing that, I will go to programs. I will go over here and simply go to pitch. Now, these are all the pitch algorithms, and I will simply click on polyphony. Now it's showing me the ones that have polyphony in them. This has polyphony and plate, 12 stringy. I've tried this before. Doesn't flash me that much, but okay. So, my setup, as I'm going into the Eventide H90, in the loop 1, in the insert 1 of the Eventide H90, I've got the Tweet Plus, which I would have to actually wire up, and I could do that for a couple of presets and show you how that's done quickly. But it's going stereo out into the Woodrow from Universal Audio, and sometimes we might get a little bit of too much level into it. The levels are jumping back and forth on the on those presets quite a bit, so we'll have to adjust that on the output level. But I'll show you how to do that, and that's relatively easy. So 12 stringy. Now, realistically, is that a 12 string? No, it's a synthy kind of a 12 string sound. You're going to use that live? Yes. You're going to record in the studio with that? Please don't use a 12 string. So, 24 string. Oh, that's cool. Did you hear that? Level is a bit hot, so in my editor, I'm going into the edit page, output gain, and then I would save that, and I'm good. That's quick. That's how quickly you will adjust it to your setup. But it has to do with the input, something of the Woodrow. I kind of would like to have insert 1 in there. So what I'm doing is, the nice thing on programs is actually showing you the chain down here. I will go to edit, routing, turn that on to not pre, putting it here, maybe. Having it parallel could be cool. Yes, I'm not actually distorting the extra notes. that's clearly fun. Okay, let's pick something else, which will mean I'm actually losing my routing, which is per program. So right here we only have bass octaves. So let's quickly look at it. Parameters. We got, there's nothing in here. We got a mix. We got one shift. We got a second shift, which is an upper octave. Level B is the upper octave. And you can delay them, which is kind of cool. And would make sense if that actually was... Don't know how I do this here. If these were clocked control assignments. Oh, we actually never talked about the control assignments in the other video. You can do that here. Done preset. Now I don't know how to clock it here. System. Nope. I don't know how to turn on the clocking here. I don't know. And you can pan them. Kind of cool. Let's move on to prism shift. We're doing this by simply going to programs, clicking on prism shift, and we got a whole bunch of presets right here. You notice how it spills over between me changing presets? That's just dope shit. Now, many of you are going to say, that's just way too much. Who needs that shit, Henning? And you might be right, but Eventide is the company that knows how to do pitch. There's no better company in the world when it comes to pitch algorithms. So if you wanted that, it's done in perfection, as good as it gets. If you don't want it, don't use it. There's a shit ton of other really cool stuff in there. I use sounds like that in production for some ear candy effects, instead of synthy stuff, more organic stuff. I use it actually all the time, so that's kind of cool. We're gonna move on to the even vibe, which is of course a modulation thing, and it is a univibe kind of a thing. I am extremely picky when it comes to univibes, so let's see. I placed the drive, which is in the insert, now behind the vibe, but before the reverb, because it can fucking do that! And that drive is coming from the pedal as well. We can actually bypass that, the crush station. Wider in stereo, more intensity, more mix. Look guys, it doesn't suck. Moving on to the headspace, which is a tape echoey kind of a thing. Where's my editor? We're going to delay. We're going to click on headspace. And all of a sudden there's noise going on. Because, well, the tape delay, that's what it does. That's probably the wormhole doing its thing where they're going to turn the wormhole off. Look at all the parameters here. That's redonkulous. Tape hiss. There's that output again, so we take that down. We're going to take the diatonic off. So very easily, I'm actually going to go put my drive in front of it. That is off anyway. And gonna take the mix down. Kind of cool. You see how quickly you can get the pedals in there if you wanted to. No time. We got the bouquet delay, whatever that means. Probably a bucket? I don't know. So we're going to go to delay. Bouquet delay. Here are all my bouquet delay presets. One with wheedwhacker, which is also new. That's a tube screamy kind of a thing. Look, it's a subtle preset. Again, I would have to take the level down, but we're moving on. And maybe not. Let's see at the bouquet delay. This is a feedback modulation depth. It's a modulating delay where you can actually really change the shape. Jump interval. Ah, wait, we're going to turn this off. It's actually analog style jumping, kind of like the Thermie from Chase Bliss. Kind of cool. But we're moving on. Half of it we've done. The Wormhole, which is a ridiculous reverb as far as I can tell. Black Hole is already pretty redonkulous, but the Wormhole, as you've heard before, is just crazy. I don't know what's going on, but damn, that is beautiful. So right now the trail of the wormhole is being tremoloed. And again, if I wanted to put my drive in, all I gotta do is go to routing, insert, and put in front of it, and we're done. That's nice. Wheedwhacker actually is pretty damn cool. I wouldn't say the H90 is a brilliant drive. It is obviously digital drives and all that stuff, but we're going to go to distortion, Wheedwhacker. There's, of course, the crush station. If you wanted, wait, crush station, here we go. Let's quickly do it for crazy. All that stuff. The pitch fuzz for crazy things. Sculpt. Now the wheedwhacker is a little bit more, let's call it, subtle. Delay before the wheedwhacker, okay. That's kind of, where is the... Where's number 10? 10 was good. Green tides. Here we go. So this is... Gonna turn that on. So consider it chewy screamy. We got 100% mix, which makes sense. You can, of course, also go parallel. Drive and tone. Pushing it too hard, so output gain down. Get tone. And if that's not enough drive, you have a stage 2. I think the idea is to replace your analog drive, but of course, for some of the synthy stuff, instead of actually using your analog pedal, which would kind of defy the purpose, because if you have the synthy things and the ambient things, to add some grit, and not ridiculous grit, fuzzy grit, but just some chewy screamy things. This is great, because in those circumstances, you don't really care whether it's one of your beloved drives or not, because you're creating a synthy kind of vibe anyway. But in a pinch, I'm going to say I don't really necessarily want to sacrifice one of the sides of my H90 or one of the two processors because, you know, they're dear to me. But if I have to, I could run a gig with this, and then I have an effect plus a drive. So very useful if you have to use it. However, you can also just put an analog thing in your insert. We're going to go to the SP 2016, which is, I think, borrowed from one of their flagship processors. That is another reverb. We go to bedroom vibes. Spring into a reverb. I mean, why not? I think we should go turn algorithm 1 off and listen to that by itself. Medium stereo room, vintage room. Again, output gain a little bit down and we're good. So really more for the classic-y sounds. Modern plate. That's a lot of character. Moving on, Instant Phaser. I think is a good old classic, if I'm not mistaken. Instant Phaser right there. For bass. Oh, talking about this, there are presets in terms of, not presets, but you can define what you're going into with the H90 with. I forgot to say that in my other video, I'm sorry. Whether it's a soprano, alto, tenor, or bass instrument, which is lead, guitar, bass, or sub, which is really only there so that the H90 can look at your information in the correct way, primarily for the pitch algorithms. Just throwing that in there. Yes, I read the manual. That one is fun. That's enough. An instant flanger. Do we have one that is equally as fun? They show up twice because they're in different lists. Those were all the new algorithms, quickly played, quickly looked at. Nothing to see here, really, from the H90. And that is only the tiniest tip of the iceberg. There are, I mean, that was how many? Wait, there was 10. There are over 60-something in it. The Ultra Tap, the Triceratops, the Black Hole. There are so much, the Micro Pitch, so much to explore. My 2 cents, steep learning curve to know what all the algorithms do, what the possibilities are, what the parameters within each algorithm are, to know how to operate this on the box itself. With the software, quite a bit easier. I'm hoping for the phone or iPad app, which is coming, just not yet, to really know what to grab, what to tweak when you have a vision in your head is going to require you to spend time with the H90. If you're spending the $1,200, which it is in Europe, you will obviously spend the time with it because you spent the $1,200. But with a relatively small footprint, I mean, look at my hand compared to it. It is not 2 H9s, okay? Look at it on the table right here. It is actually not even 1.5 H9s. Right there. It's not even 1.5 H9s. It's 1 and, I don't know, 5/17. I don't know. It is, for what it does, a great footprint. Everything on the back except for the MIDI. You can do MIDI through USB. 4 ins, 4 outs, 2 expression pedals. Utterly redonkulous. Hot knob assignments, performance modes, tuner, you know, everything. Yes, it is not your bargain pedal, bargain basement pedal. In the US, $8.99. Grab it while you can because that's a steal. At $11.99, it's still a steal. It is Eventide. It is everything in there is among the best on the market. Reverbs, I don't think you will find better ones. You will find equally good ones maybe, but not better ones. Delays, you will find that many great ones, crazy ones. I don't know. If you really only need tape delays, yeah, the Volante from Strymon is good. It's a little bit less than half the price, but that only gets you tape delays. And they're good. They're really good. But this has everything you want and more. And the routing alone is utterly freaking redonkulous. You know, I can move my drive anywhere I want. I can move it in parallel. Everything's parallel. It is crazy shit. So 1,000,000% thumbs up on this thing. If it's in your budget, I don't think you will find anything better. The Line 6 stuff has a lot to offer. Not on that level. I'm sorry, Line 6. Your stuff is killer, but it's not Eventide. And what they have done here, I think, is the only thing on the market that can do what it does in that quality, which is why so many people had 2 H9s on their board. And now you will see this on every pro's board. I will guarantee you this. If you want the best, spend the money, get an H90. I will link below. Use my links. That helps me. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. Thanks to the wifey up there. That's, I don't know, 6-7 hours. Already getting old. The wife. That's kind of nice. And thanks, Leslie. Animals at the end.
And you won't surrender to the blind leading the blind.